friends, welcome to Ahilu Arts channel. I am Uma. In this video we are going to see a perfect beautiful poncho, simplest poncho. If you are a beginner and you want to practice your stitch more, obviously you can do some blankets, but the blankets take more time. But if you want to make something for you, you can. Poncho is the best way to do that. This poncho, this is not a poncho actually, it is a cowl because I stopped in this size. You can extend the same pattern throughout the waist length, so you can make it as a poncho. The thing is, this pattern, it's my own pattern. I just repeated 4 rows again and again to keep on increasing in the size, and I have used nothing but double crochet. So if you want to make anything for yourself, even though you are a beginner, this is the best project you can start with. Okay, so for the poncho, you don't have to worry about the size, because the bigger the better, and it is it keep on you don't have to measure every count, you don't have to count every stitch. So let's make this poncho. Okay, for making any poncho, what you have to do is you have to measure your shoulder to shoulder length. I am doing this for my daughter, so I have measured her shoulder to shoulder length. It is 10 inch, so I have made 20 inch of foundation chain. Okay, if you want the count, I have done 72 chains, but it doesn't have to be the same for whatever size you are doing. What you do is measure shoulder to shoulder length and do the exact size. The thing is, when you do the shoulder length and for the chain, and then do the first round, it will anyway shrink, so it won't be as big as the shoulder length, but it will be very good. Okay, so that is what I am doing. So I have done 72 chains. Make sure, the only thing you have to make sure is it should be even number of chains. That's it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is do one more chain and turn your work. We all know that we'll be working on the back bump, not on the front or back loop of the chain. So turn your chain and do half double crochet in all of the stitches. Okay, you may wondering, for poncho we have to work as a round. Why we are working as a row? The reason I work first row as a row, not a round, because I don't want to slip stitch now itself to make the chain flip. Okay, so I will do this first row as a row, and then I am going to slip stitch into the first and last row to make it as a round, so that it will be of a straight length with the perfect finishing on the back. I'll show you how to do that, but just after you finalize your number of chains, you can just do a half double crochet and throw out all the chain. I am using 6 mm hook because my yarn is little more thicker than a normal 4-ply yarn. You can either use 5 mm or 5.5 mm hook. Okay, based on the hook size and the yarn size, your project size will change. So according to that, you have to change your number of stitches, number of chains. Okay, so continue till the end. I'll meet you at the end of this row to make it as a round, and then we'll start the second round. Okay. Okay, now if you see, I have done half double crochet in all the chain, and the finishing is perfect for in the bottom end as well as the top end. So now what I'm going to do is fold the work without any slip and do a slip stitch into the first stitch. By this way, we'll be having a perfect round one. Okay, after the slip stitch on the top end of the row, now the bottom end we have a tail end, right? So do a slip stitch in the bottom end of first stitch also. What I'm doing is I am taking the loop from the first stitch to the last stitch, and in the loop I am just having the tail end. You can use a yarn needle also instead of using the crochet hook to make sure it is the knot is perfect, but that's it. after this knot we don't have to worry about it become unsecure. Okay, now you can weave in this later too. I'm just weaving in because it's a small tail end. Throw out. Okay, now coming back to the slip stitch, what we have done in the first round. Chain 3, do a double crochet in the first stitch, chain 1, do 2 more double crochet in the same stitch. We are technically doing a shell without the 5 double crochet, but chain 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. Now 1 2 3 4, skip 4 stitches because we have already 5 stitches in the first stitch, right? Now in the 5th stitch do a 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet. This is the same pattern we are going to follow. Skip 4 stitch and in the 5th stitch do the shell. Okay, continue this, and I'm going to meet you at the end of this round to start the next one. This is a pattern of same 4 rounds again and again. Okay, we don't have to worry about increasing. We will be increasing, but we don't have to worry about it every row. We will just increase every 4th row. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Skip 4 stitch, 5th stitch, do a shell. Okay, I have completed my first round, technically second round, first shell round, and if you see here I have only 3 stitches instead of 4 stitches, but that's okay because anyway we are going to skip the stitch. You will be having either 4 or 3 or 5. That's the 3 possibility you can have. So what you can do is you can skip any number of stitches that you have at the end and do a slip stitch into the first chain, top chain of the chain 3, and do another slip stitch in the second double crochet and do another slip stitch into the chain 1. 3 slip stitch so that we can reach the chain 1 because we are going to work the next shell in the chain 1. So now chain 3, double crochet, chain 1 and another double crochet. Now we did a shell. If we repeat the same row again, there won't be any increase, right? So for increasing, what we are going to do is after the shell we are going to do a chain 1. See, last row we didn't do a chain 1 between the shells. Now we are doing, because the next round we are going to work in the chain 1 in between the shell as well as after the shell. Okay, so shell is nothing but 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet and then a chain 1 and then a shell. So this is the pattern we are going to follow the second round. So I told you we are going to follow same 4 rounds again and again all through. So this is the second row. Okay, first row we have done only shell, second row we are doing shell and a chain 1. Okay, so continue this round. I'll meet you at the end of the third round and we'll see how to do that. Okay, see, I have completed the second shell row. We have to do a chain 1 in the last after the last shell also to maintain the pattern, and when I do 3 slip stitch and reach the chain 1, this is where we are going to start the third shell row. Chain 3, double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and in the chain 1 we are going to do a V stitch. V stitch is nothing but double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet. We are not straight away starting a shell in this chain 1 because it will be more wavy and it won't look nice. Okay, so that is why we are just doing shell on shells and V stitch on the chain ones. You see here, after the shell I am doing a V stitch. No chain 1 in between any V stitches or shells. You see here I am continuing. The only chain we are doing in between the shells is the second shell row, nowhere else. Okay, so this is how we are going to continue this row. Shell, V stitch, shell, V stitch. Okay. So continue this round. I'll meet you at the end of this round and we'll see how to do the fourth row, which is the complete set, which is the completed row of first set. Okay. Okay, see, I have completed the third shell row and we are going to do the fourth and the final row of the pattern that we are going to repeat. Okay, this is nothing but shell in all the chain ones. Chain 3, double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then in the V stitch do a shell. This is gonna seem like a little bit wavy, but believe me, this is what makes the shoulder not so congested when you do something with your hands wearing this. Okay, so we have to have a shell in all the chain ones. Okay, so if you see here, we are following shell, shell with chain 1, shell with V stitch and shell. So this is the set of 4 rows we are going to continue again and again. Okay, so continue this round. I'll meet you at the end of this round to restart the 4 row set. Okay, see, I've completed my 4th shell row and it is a wavy one. Now the poncho has started taking its shape. Okay, now we are going to repeat the same shell row one more time, but the reason I said it as a set of 4 rows instead of 3 rows, because we are going to technically repeat the same row, right? Because the next row we are not going to do the chain 1, that is the second part. Okay, we are going to just repeat the same shell in each shell, but this one, the 4th row, is a increase row because we are increasing from the V stitch to the shell, right? So this is an increase round, but the next round what we are going to do is not an increase round. We are just doing shell in each shell. That's it. Okay, so that is why it is a set of 4 rows, 4 rounds. So shell row and then shell plus 1 chain, shell plus V stitch, and then finally all the shells. But again we are going to repeat the same shell row one more time without any increase, so that this wavy structure will be flowing as a normal one. Okay, so I am joining a new color. You can do it in a single color also, but please make sure that you are doing this with a solid color, not a multicolor yarn, because it won't do justice for the pattern at all and your all work will not be as much as appreciated as it deserves. Okay, so I'm just trying to weave in the tail ends also. So do a 3 chains and do 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then 2 more double crochet. Now again you don't even have to think, all the shells will be having all the shell. Okay, so this is how I'm going to repeat this the first row, and now after this round we'll do the same pattern, same 4 set of patterns, like 1 and then with chain 1 with V stitch and then all the shell. Okay, so continue till the end of this round. I'll meet you at the end and we'll start the next round and continue from there. Okay, see, I have done the first row of second set, which is nothing but a shell row, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a shell and chain 1 row. That is the second round of our pattern. Okay, set of 4 rows, right? So shell and a chain 1, shell and a chain 1. So this is what I'm going to continue. Shell row, shell and chain 1, shell and V stitch and a shell row, and again start with the shell row. So remember, it is a set of 4 rows repeating. Okay, so I have changed the color after a first set. So now after these 4 rows I'll change a color back to pink. I think since I'm doing a kid size, I'll be done with 12 rows, I think. But if you're doing for an adult size, you can measure till their waist length and continue. So continue the same pattern as long as length you desire, and I'll meet you at the end of the last round to finish this, how to make it as a complete poncho. Okay. Hi. See, I have completed the second set of increase, and this is more than enough for my daughter. It is already more wavy and more spacious. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to increase any more. I'll just do one shell in each shell throughout the length till her waist length. But if you are doing for an adult, I prefer, I suggest you increase one more set also, to make sure that the hands can be moved freely inside the poncho. So it won't be too much of uncomfortable while wearing this. Okay, so you can increase few more. You can increase till the end if you want, but if you think that you want more like a cozy poncho instead of a big one, you can stop increasing after the third set, and then you don't have to do the increase. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do now. I'll just going back to my first color, and I'll start with the same one shell in each shell till my desired length. Okay, see, I have completed the non-increased round. After this white, I have not increased anything, but still my fan structure has maintained. Okay, it is not too cluttered, it is not too congested, it is perfect size. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to do a border with white color. If you see, I have not stopped this with only 4 numbers, because we are not following this increasing pattern anymore here. So I have done the complete length I wanted in one color, so that the border will be of a complete contrast, and it will be more appealing. So what I'm going to do is, join in any chain 1, do a chain 4, and do 6 more triple crochets in the chain 1. You can do double crochet itself in the border, but I would like to have a little bigger border than the regular rounds, so I am preferring triple crochet. And when you do 7 triple crochets, when you do 7 stitches of one color, it will be of a fan structure perfectly when it is a triple crochet rather than a double crochet. Okay, so that is why. And make sure you are doing the triple crochets so with the correct gauge, so that the first and the last triple crochets are of the same size. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, including the chain 4, I have 7 triple crochets. So continue the same in the next chain 1. I know it is gonna be a yarn eater round because of triple crochets and 7 of each in one stitch, but it's worth it. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. You see, I'll tell you one more option. If you don't want to have 7 triple crochets in all the stitches, which will be forming big fans, what you can do is, once you do one set of 7 triple crochets, you can do a single crochet in the next chain, and then you can do 7 triple crochets in the next chain. the thing is, it won't be like a border. It won't be like, it will be like a border, but there won't be a height increase in this round if you do this, because the fan will be joined into the single crochet, right? So there won't be a height increase in the work, but the border will be looking good. I'll show you the difference. It's up to you which one of the borders you choose. If you're choosing the single crochet border, I would suggest you do this as a extra round after you attain the desired length. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. So after you did this, you do a single crochet. So if you see here, this one has increased in size, length, but this is not. Okay, so it's up to you whether to follow 7 triple crochets in all the chain, or 7 triple crochet chain, single crochet, 7 triple crochet, single crochet. Okay, so I'm going to do this one, so I'll show you at the end of this round to how it turned out. Okay, see, I've completed the last border round. If you see here, it's so elegant and so beautiful. I really like that. So if you are a beginner and you are just trying to practice double crochet, this will be the best project, because you will be doing something for your own, and you'll be so proud of it. So choose the color wisely and do it, and share your pictures either in Facebook page or Facebook group Ahilo Arts All About Crochet, or you can tag me at Instagram at Ahilo Arts and share your photos there too. But most importantly, share it with your friends, like this video, comment your suggestions, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any video. Thank you. Bye bye.